And I've been giving between 7 to 10 minutes to complete my presentation. I hope I rush through it. The Avenue Employment Project is the government initiative that will provide 13,500 disadvantaged youth in the nation's capital, and it's currently being implemented by the city authority, by NCDC. There was assessment carried out, and that's the basis of why this framework came about. And it's through the policy context of the government of the day, it's built into that. The objective of this project is to provide disadvantaged urban youth in the city, and a lot of our young people, which comprise of significant percentage of our youths or the population, are in that bracket. And the objective of this project is to provide them temporary employment and increase their employability. The project, the secondary outcome is to target the disadvantaged youth and also reduce crime, improve the maintenance of selected infrastructure projects in the city. That's a component of the project. I'll just skip through that. The institutional arrangement, how it fits in well with the mechanism of the government. The project is financed by the World Bank to the tune of 15.8 million. We had a $600 Korean trust and a Go PNG, including NCDC. This is a very complex project, and you are dealing with the human heart, especially disadvantaged youth on the street that don't have, and I should not say that they don't have an aim, but kids on the street, that their future probably is questionable, and they don't know their destinations. And it's through this project intervention that now takes care of this disadvantaged youth in the city. That's the criteria in order for them to participate to this project. The targeting strategy also address the issues of poverty in the city, and we also provide incentive as well, paying a low stipends for the youths to pass through this project. Under the component one, we have the youth job corps, and that's where we provide public works to the youths. And then we have the skills development, pre-employment training, which comprises of 2 pre-employment training, 1 in business and 1 with the industrial technical. We have the expected outcome, and that's our targeted outcome that we have to deliver. The project itself is for a 5-year period. Now, in terms of success, the process, we start with the awareness, and then we do the screening all across the city in 10 locations. And we target about, in one intake, we target screening or interviewing over 1,200 youths. At the end of the interview, we get an eligibility list. Once that is approved, we do a registration, and the registration comprises of a number of range of activities, giving them ID card. We have to set up their individual bank accounts through the partnership of Bank of South Pacific. And then we issue them the other equipments for them to participate through this project. Now, let me say that to date, we have screened 8,832 youths, and out of that, 7,560 are eligible to participate in this project. To date, we have put through 4,833 that have gone through our 5 days basic life skills training, and 1,403 through our 2 pre-employment training. We also have another stream of public works program. We call it the Youth Job Corps, that 1,000 631 have gone through 40 days labor work. We pay them a low stipends of token of 63, and at every fortnight we pay them electronically through the bank account. This is one of our challenges as well, but we managed to manage it. It's now manageable. We are paying in one fortnight over 600 transactions. And that's part of the project as well, to upskill the youth to have an access SMS banking, and that's what we teach them. Through the participation of mobile Digicel, we issue them mobile phones during registration, and that's part of them to check their balance once the stipend is processed. A lot of youths that have come to this project, never in the world they would have opened a bank account, because we know the procedure and requirements that each of us have to fulfill with ID cards. And it's through this project that the youths don't need an ID. What we produce through the bank, the project is an ID, and we provide a reference letter. And I think the Bank of South Pacific to be a partner of this project as well. We also provide lunch because of the attrition rate. The youths were not interested to work. So every day we are providing lunch. And we have issued out 5,800 phones. We have established over 4,000 accounts for these individual youths. Under the Public Works program, we call it Youth Job Corps. We have a set of targets to achieve, and that's a graph that's indicated there. Now let me come back to how the government can intervene through community engagement. Within this project, there is interaction between the project through the NCDC Youth Desk and the community right across the city, where all the youth leaders and the community leaders are involved through the screening and providing supervision as well. Now, for the youths that have come through the project, the physical material that they see is the income, free training, free meals, free mobile phones, and free accounts. In terms of their psychological, it's a feeling of self-worth. And this intervention program that is now addressing the youth's aspirations and their future as well. The ability to contribute to the family's income at the end of each fortnight. You see them putting a smile on their face. They go through the ATM machine for the first time, swiping their card, withdraw their stipends, and contribute to the family's meal. And then learning a new hope again. Because of the high attrition rate, we introduced a number of interventions and adjustments to the project that we are now, at the end of the 40 days in the public works, those that have been successful, we go into the communities, sit down with the community leaders, and they pre-select what type of nature of work or project they want to do before engineers go in, do the scoping, and they select their own team leaders, supervisors, and they do pre-selection of a youth. We have carried out a number of 4 projects, pilot projects that we carried out, and that's one of the interventions that's also generating labor days for these projects. And we see that that's one of our interventions that will add or generate more labor, and especially establish the linkage between the project, the authority, and CDC, and the community leaders right across. In the eyes of the community and the society, we are doing a lot of public work, infrastructure, cleaning, and maintenance, that the youth or the community sees that as they tend to appreciate the clean roads, the clean areas where they live, and it also promotes a good behavior of all the youths among the community. It also prepares them for the skilled and productive youth for the future. In the initial, we carried out a survey in terms of monitoring and evaluation. We did a follow-up survey where we interviewed the youths that have come through the project against the control group, those that are potentially will join the project in the future. And these are some of the highlights that we have received. It's very interesting. 70% of the youths that have come through the project have never worked in a wage job before. So we are targeting those disadvantaged youth. And a lot of young people, because of the education system, that it's very limited. A lot of them are now can't able to make it to grade 10, grade 11, grade 12. A lot of the youths are now coming through this project, and 50% of them are grade 10 and above. There are indicators as well that the project, one of the secondary objectives is to minimize crime in the city. And 50% of the youths that come to this project have either involved in crime or they've been perpetrators of the crime. And we are targeting that. In terms of job market, a lot of youths that come to this project go through the basic life skill training, the 2 pre-employment training, and 40 days on the job training with the public works program for 40 days and on the job training for five months. A lot of them, when we did the survey, the outcome indicates that a lot of them are now participate in job sets in the market. And they're confident helping each other to find a job in the market. 95% of those youths that have come to the project now have a bank account for the first time in their life. Compared to the control group, only 8%. We also did a follow-up on those that have come to the project, whether they'll hang out with their friends after hours, and this is what they've been doing before joining the project. And you'll find that 23% under the public works program and 16% of those that have gone through the on-the-job training are less likely to go out and hang out with their friends during the night compared to the 41% on the control group. In terms of participants, they've exhibit less of behavior associated with crime. And a lot of them that have come to the project, 30% and 20% of them, they said, no, we won't hang out in the night with the friends or late at night, compared to the 41% on the control group. In terms of community engagement, a lot of community leaders have commented the project. They've seen an impact through the communities in terms of change of behavior for those youth that have come to the project. And we have the system in place where our youth facilitators continue to provide counseling to all the youths that have come to the project. And this is seen at the community level on the ground where the communities are now appreciating the project. I won't go through that, but this is some of the statements made by the youths that have come through or completed the project. The implementing challenges, there's a range of implementing challenges that we are going through. The one right at the bottom where some employers refuse to hire those youths. We have 5 months on the job training. It's been a challenge to put them through the five months on the job training. But I'm pleased to say that a lot of employers, 130 of them are now participating. They recognize what the project is doing, because what we are doing, it also have rippling effects on the business community. And we are now working together. And I say that 130 of the employers are now participating, getting our youths on the job training. So that's just in a nutshell about the story of Urban Youth Employment Project.